Ladies and gentlemen, you have waited all week.
Yeah, Boogie Page. Throwing it down for All Things BMX is ready. I know I am. Protect the ATB Airways. Let's kick it. All Things BMX. It's a BMX show. Unlike the rest, if you need some info, they got the best. Like and subscribe, kick back and relax. Said it's All Things BMX. It's a BMX show. Unlike the rest, if you need some info, they got the best. So like and subscribe, kick back and relax. All Things BMX is streaming to you. So post up on your couch, screencast to YouTube. It's gonna be fun, it will be a blast. You gotta do much but kick back and relax. They coming to you live from a studio, or they might be at the track, man, you never know. So don't go anywhere when my rhymes are done, cause the show's just starting, let's have some fun. I said it's All Things BMX, it's a BMX show. Unlike the rest, if you need some info, they got the best. So like and subscribe, kick back and relax. I said it's All Things BMX, it's a BMX show. Unlike the rest, if you need some info, they got the best. So like and subscribe, kick back and relax. All Things BMX got the boogeyman's back, so I wrote them this track to send some love back. JT, Melissa, Chris, and Paul did it damn and kinda get it entertain y'all. And I wonder who they'll have on the show as a guest. I bet someone good who's gonna impress. Guess I would just have to wait and see. Let's get the show going and start the party. Said it's All Things BMX, it's a BMX show. Unlike the rest, if you need some info, they got the best. Like and subscribe, kick back and relax. Said it's All Things BMX, it's a BMX show. Unlike the rest, if you need some info, they got the best. Like, subscribe, kick back and relax.
Welcome into the All Things BMX Show. It is episode 142, hanging out in the fourth season. You guys are going to be with us this evening for Polk. As we welcome Drew Polk into the show, it's going to be an amazing show this evening. Big shout out to the Misfit Racing teams for joining us this evening. Melissa's going to be joining us from the satellite feed that's brought to you by Danger Snacks, because they pony up for that sponsorship, by the way, you guys. Danger Snacks, it's the snack between Dragon Ass and Haulin' Ass. If you haven't checked them out, make sure you can check them out. They're at www.dangersnacks.com. Our opening song is brought to you by none other than the Boogeyman himself. He's got a new song he's featuring. You can find it over on Spotify. It's the Boogie Train. He's got Savannah Brady on there. Make sure you guys check it out. You can also find him on his Facebook page, and we're going to put the links in the chat. Don't forget to support the show. You guys can send stars. You can support us over on our Buy Me a Coffee page. Melissa's going to be hanging out from the Desoto BMX Studio up in Michigan. They're not under the big top in Michigan. They're under the snowstorm in Michigan tonight. It's going to be a good time. Our Florida studio, which I'm hanging out in. It was a beautiful 80-degree day, sunny, no humidity. I might have went swimming today, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm hanging out at the Seatuit Condominiums in sunny Cape Coral, Florida. If you guys are looking for the great place to stay here in Cape Coral, check out Seatuit Condominiums. Our show chat is brought to you by the good people over at BMX Rocks Photography. We're going to put the link in the chat. Check them out. They've got some great pictures. You can get pictures of yourself, your friends, whatever. You can get it on anything, whatever. Our chat question tonight, as you guys saw at the opening of the show, is get your two people that you want to have in the Hall of Fame. What are your picks? All right. Tonight's showcase is sponsored, as always, by our good friends at Answer BMX. And Newsmaker is brought to you by 110% Nutrition. Melissa's World Famous Trivia is brought to you by Bombshell Racing. Damon, who's going to be here in a few weeks, because he's going to fly down for the Oldsmar National. And we'll have him back in studio, cutting it up on the ones and twos. Hopefully you guys got to see him on his little live stream earlier. He's breaking his new mixer board. It's pretty awesome. The birthday shout-outs are brought to you by On Two Wheels BMX. And the show opening is brought to you by the good people at Gate 9. I have no idea. We have not heard. There is a all points bulletin out for Billy. We have not heard from him. So if you guys have, let us know he's still alive. We're not sure if he chains himself up in the dungeon, making new number plates. The live stream version of the show is brought to you by Mega Design Group, and the podcast version is brought to you by Dye Job Apparel. Without any further ado, I'd like to welcome in our guest, and Melissa. Drew, how are you?
I'm doing good. How are you guys doing?
Fantastic. Happy to have you on. Looking forward to the show tonight. Melissa, how are things up in Michigan?
Well, as you mentioned, we're digging ourselves out, but it wasn't as bad as they expected. So, and we do live in the mitten, so it's cold.
The only ripping in the mitten that was done today was people sliding into the ditch and ripping their pants.
Pretty much. Very true. It was a long day. Long drives and just a long day.
All right. As we said earlier, Melissa's going to be in the monitoring the chat room. So if you guys got a question for Drew, make sure you put it in there. If you got little stories you'd like to share about Drew, we'll share them. We'll check in with Melissa in our chat check-in. Drew, let's start off. Give us a breakdown of the highlights, maybe kind of some of the disappointments and the plans that you have. But how was 2022 for you?
Yeah, 2022, it was a good season. It was kind of my first year really chasing the World Cup scene, and that was kind of the main focus. So I went to all the World Cup rounds, and I got a lot of experience through that. It started off pretty rough. Got motored the first couple, and then went on to make eights and then quarters, and then started making semis in Bogota, and finally got into a main on the last round. So that was a pretty good international season. Worlds didn't go as I expected. Went out in, I believe, fifth in my eighth. So that was a bummer too, but it's all learning. It was my first year in U23, so I was the young one, but yeah, learned a lot from that. And then on the USABMX side, I got 21 national wins. It was a good season, obviously. Got a lot of wins. Wasn't as consistent as I expected to be. But yeah, I got a lot of wins. Went into Grands with good points. Put in a really good Grands prep. And then rode really well at Grands. Didn't end up winning, but got the job done. I was in a tough situation. So to get it out of that, even in the top three, was pretty good. So yeah, overall, pretty good season. And yeah, hopefully we get even bigger and better things this year.
And for those that maybe are tuning in and don't know, which I'm sure they do, tell us the accomplishments. How did you finish in class overall and everything like that?
Yeah, so I got Rock 1 in open and class, and then I got National Number 1, which also comes along with NAG 1. So National Number 1 amateur, that's out of all the amateurs for boys. So yeah, pretty big accomplishment. I'm happy with it.
No, that's
huge. Congratulations.
Yeah, and congratulations
Thank
on behalf of everyone here in the show. Congratulations. I just want to expand on the fact that Drew was the number one rider out of all male riders in USA BMX in the United States, the sport of BMX. He's the number one. That's a hell of an accomplishment while you were taking your first year on the World Cup too. Do you have plans for more World Cup racing?
Yeah, that's going to be the focus from really here on out. It's kind of the future of our sport. So yeah, definitely try to get some more World Cup experience, hopefully get some podiums this year, set me up in a good position. And then, yeah, that's kind of the main focus for this year, but then obviously still doing the USA BMX side over here while I can. And yeah, hopefully do good at Worlds as well.
How many frequent flyer miles do you have?
So it's actually funny. We don't really do that for the USA races, but going overseas with United, I hit premium or like silver or whatever just last year. So we racked in those pretty quick.
And you're hanging out and up in the United Lounge. It's nice. All right.
Oh, I wish. Still got one more step for that one. One more step.
All right. So out of 2022, tell us what was your favorite, like aside from maybe the Rock, but what was your favorite race?
Oof, that's a tough. Okay, so I'm gonna say for sure Rock Hill. I kind of expanded upon that on my documentary, but I was putting so much pressure on myself because I knew it was gonna be big, and I really wasn't feeling that great, and I hadn't even ridden the small hill, so I wasn't super confident with it. But then I just popped off in the mains. I got such good laps and got both wins, and they were huge rider counts. So that's probably the most stoked I was all year. And then the other one would have been the Bogota World Cup final. When I made it, it was pretty crazy because that was a pretty crazy weekend. I was sitting in a transfer spot 2 semis before that and didn't make it on those two. One of them, someone just crashed right in front of me, got taken out. So, I mean, it wasn't really my fault, but I guess I should have been ahead. But to make it in to my first World Cup final in the very last round of 2022, yeah, that one was pretty special.
Awesome. What would be one of the toughest races for you?
Toughest race was probably either the name of the track, Akron, Ohio, or Bakersfield. Especially Bakersfield because that one, like, I wanted to like do well and then go into Grands like super pumped up, like confident, and that kind of just got, I don't know, kind of got smoked. So wasn't that great, but it gave me some motivation for Grand Sprout.
I remember Akron because there was 2 or 3 times I was going to come over and talk to you, but I'd walk by. I was like, nope, and I'd head that way. So
yeah, that was a rough weekend. I was not gelling with that track at all. So yeah, making really dumb mistakes. So
all right,
didn't matter though. We figured it out.
There you go. We have a ton of questions because we had lots of people send questions in, and Brian Fell added a lot of questions in. He helps on the back end. So we're probably kind of going to jump around a little bit because there's some great questions. But
Yep.
Let's talk Grands first.
Mm.
Like we know you got the rock, but like walk us through. And actually, before we walk through the races, what's your preparation? 4 weeks out or wherever it is. How many weeks out is it before you start for the Grands preparing? And then walk us through what your preparation is for the Grands.
Yeah, so this year for Grands, it's usually nice because they give you about a month before Grands with no races. So there's really no pressure like going into any races. So we finished Bakersfield and it was basically exactly 4 weeks. So it was kind of nice. I split it up into two-week blocks. So I went with Cam Wood to Arizona for 2 weeks. And we trained there for a bit. He got hurt pretty quick when I was there. So I really only got to train with him for 2 days, which was a bummer. But I got to at least ride with some good weather while I was in Arizona and ride tracks where I really wouldn't have had that in Indiana. And then I came back to Indiana, and basically the whole goal from that point was just to get my gates like crazy good and consistent. Because I didn't want to have a bad gate at Grands because that's just an instant like race ruiner. So wanted to get my gates super consistent and really fast. So I basically did gates for 2 weeks straight, maybe even a little more than that. And I was pretty lucky because the Grands gate was kind of similar to the one I used. So I knew it was going to be like a good prep for it. So yeah, those are the 2 main goals at that point. So the first 2 weeks was just to ride as much as I can. Then the last 2 weeks was just get my gates super good. Battled the weather and the wind quite a bit, but yeah, it all came around on the last day.
All right. What's your mental preparation like?
Yeah, so when I first got back to Indiana, my times were like really bad, and they had never really been that bad. So it was kind of a rough one. I was kind of down on myself, but I started like visualizing the race, and then even when I was like super down, I would do some like meditation or just like sitting by myself silently, just thinking, kind of just getting away from everything. I think that helped quite a bit clear my head and go into Grands with a clear mind. And I feel like every year I do really well at Grands just because I have like a extra fire in me. Because we all kind of have this goal of doing well at this one race. And when I set my eyes on something, usually it's easier for me to accomplish it. So yeah, I went to Grands like super hungry, and I felt super aggressive there. And everything really seemed to be going my way, and everything was clicking really well. So yeah, it all seemed to work really well.
That's awesome. You said you spent 2 weeks grinding out on gates. If you had, somebody come up to you and ask you like, what was the thing you learned? What would be the best tip that you had? Like what would you share with them as a tip for them for gates?
So this isn't even really a tip with gates, but just something I learned with the style of gate that they were using at Grands is you really can't hit that gate. So I guess it just applies to any fast gate.
Mm-hmm.
But instead of pulling back like with your bike, if you just try to go straight forward, you shave off like a couple hundredths, and it's just like crazy fast. So that helped me drop my times a lot. And then the other one I just focused on was just staying simple. Like the more movement you try to add in, it just gets too crazy. So if you can keep it simple and efficient, tend to get better and more consistent times.
Very good. Very good.
I got a question about Grands for you, Drew.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people talk about the length of the races and who should be racing and yada, yada. Do you have any particular thing you can think of off the top of the head you would change about the Grands race? Or you would see as an
About how I
improvement?
did, or the Grands in general?
No, just maybe the way the race is set up or the amount of time it takes, or is there anything about the event you wish they would change?
Yeah, we kind of get screwed over because Thanksgiving. So I know USABMX, and I'm sure a lot of families, they don't want to do something on Thanksgiving that takes up the whole day. So I think they're smart with it by keeping Thanksgiving short, but it kind of makes it hard with our schedule. That's kind of right in the middle of where we have to do it, because I don't really think you can make Grands like a 1-day thing. So you're stuck having that at least 2 days. And then I think maybe bringing ROC back to 1 day, but then again, that kind of messes up the pro spectacular. And so like me racing NAG 5 challenge, I remember when they used to have ROC all in 1 day, and then I'd have to race NAG 5 challenge on top of that. That was the longest day probably I've ever done. So I'm more of a fan of doing the 2 days. It's easier for me racing NAG 5. But yeah, I mean, it's pretty drawn out. I think the only way you can really get away from that is just like making the experts have their own days, and then having the novice, intermediate, cruiser, whatever on different days, kind of like they do at Worlds. But I'm sure that's probably not going to happen. So I don't know. It's just a tough situation with so many riders.
Fair enough.
Yeah, that makes sense. I could definitely see that.
And for everyone watching, I'm fully well aware the banner's backwards. I have no idea what's going on, okay? I didn't turn the camera around
mirrored
backwards. I don't know what's going on. I'm sorry.
Is it the banner itself isn't flipped around?
No, it's like I put it up every week, so there's something.
I'm flipped around too, so.
You will be, because you're mirrored when you come in, so it's right on the screen.
Yeah.
Hey, it is what it is. It's a live show, like we talked.
That's right. That's right.
You don't.
You can still read it.
You don't want me to take it down. You take it down. You get to see the dining room table, and you get to see the Florida State Series plaque I have that does not have enough finishes on it for me.
It's a little less of a studio look to it.
I'll get fireworks next week.
There you go,
Drew? Who are some of your favorite competitors that you ride with?
Oh, favorite competitors. I don't know. I mean, it's tough to say. A lot of them don't like me. So.
Now wait, whoa! Why don't?
Because they've been poked.
Yeah, I mean, I'm an aggressive rider. I guess I don't really blame them. I wouldn't want to race myself either. But yeah, I mean, a lot of people don't like racing me. But a lot of the U23 guys are really straight up. It seems like this year there've been a lot of more straight up people. So yeah, I've really enjoyed like the U23 and international racing, because that's all been pretty respectful. And yeah, I've enjoyed that. So basically anybody that's like really, really serious, they tend to be the more straightforward people. Yeah.
All right.
He's keeping it neutral.
That's a great answer, by the way.
Yeah.
Like, that was so good.
That was a good answer. So asking the opposing question probably would get something similar. Is there anybody specifically that you kind of dread meeting up in the gate?
Just people that they're pretty immature. They just like to talk a bunch of trash, but it is what it is.
Give some
I don't really
names.
care. I've
Give
seen
some
past it.
names. Let's get it out here. Let's talk
I won't
some
give
shit
names.
tonight.
He avoids the squirrely ones.
Well, wait till you get my age. We're all squirrely, all right? Like 41, 45X is crazy squirrely.
I can't wait for it.
Any plans, any goals for Olympics?
I mean, at this point, I'm a little young for the upcoming Olympics.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I guess it's technically possible. I don't really see it happening, but definitely 2028, that's going to be the goal.
Yeah.
So we got quite a bit of time before then. But hey, I mean, if it happens to go like perfect this year, it's possible, but I don't know. We'll see.
All right. Okay. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to jump over to Melissa real quick, and we're going to do our first chat check-in, Drew. So you can grab a drink. Not alcohol. So. Not yet. All right. We're going to toss it over to Melissa.
All right. Well, welcome to the show, everybody. We're glad you're here. It's Wednesday night. We love it. We are going to say hello to whole bunches of people. Rick Carter's with us, Sean Gifford, Damon Tucson, DJ Damon is in the house, Chris Beer is with us, C. Panzera is tuning in over on Facebook, along with Matthew Kidd. He says LSG in the house. I got Mr. Mo Collins and his bride Roxanne watching over on Facebook. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Oh, look at that. Nick, is it Pareya? Says hello. He's over on YouTube. David Blower is with us. It's Sup Dudes. Ray Gomez is tuning in over on Facebook. Thank you. We're glad you're here. Sean DeVore says shout out from Lincoln DeVore Racing, and Sean hashtag never give up in Wisconsin. And that actually is a slight reference to the t-shirt Justin has on. We're glad you guys are with us. Robert Cardoza is tuning in over on YouTube. Hi, David Dortona with Bomb Squad BMX. Brian Fell, our good buddy and fellow organizer of this chaos, is tuned in over on YouTube, along with Mike Melvin. Mike Mag's in there. Damon says Drew is scared to race me for some chicken wings. So that sounds like your first challenge of the evening. We have a Billy with Gate 9 sighting. He's over on Facebook, tuned in. He made it. Hi to Scott Lachansky. We appreciate you being here. Len and Grayson Novak are tuning in. Oh, our good buddy Tank is with us over on YouTube. Thanks for tuning in. Let's see. They're referring to Justin as being dyslexic and hanging the banner backwards. I think he was honestly just trying to see who was paying close enough attention and actually looking at him. That's what I think. We want to say hi to Brandon Dowler. He's with Calvary BMX. Ethan and Shannon Clark, nice comment. They said, it's crazy how involved you, Drew, are after all these years. The community is far better place with you in it. Brother, keep up the amazing work. That was very nice.
Thanks, guys.
Michelle Campbell's with us. Do you race E-Pop?
I do.
They want to know how that's going.
Good. I like Ethan. Good kid.
Good. It's going as good as it should, right?
Yeah. We had some fun in Vegas. Hung out a little bit. We cooked dinner actually together. We had ground beef, rice, and vegetables. Cooked it in a crock pot. It was pretty sick.
Now, I'm old school. So is that sick as in good or sick as in like not good?
No, yeah, it was good. Yeah, Ethan and I cooked it up. It was great.
Just catching up to the lingo here. A few more to catch up on here. Shayna Velador, can't speak, says hello, Drew. This young man is amazing, great rider, great person. Noah and Drake Robinson are tuned in over on YouTube. Scott Holwerda says hello. Ray with Gomez would love for you to say hello to your biggest fan, and that would be David Lowe.
Hello, David Lowe.
There you go. Ryan Baumgartner's in the chat with us. Jason Nordum says, hey guys. Ramen Noodles. That's right. I forgot that was his nickname. Chris Medler, Jason Weirdner, I think it's Wedner. Gosh, I feel like Chris tonight. Struggling. Alexa Gaither is in the chat. Ray Caputo, LSG, let's go. Andre Roach is with us, says hello. All right, 2 more. David Permew says, if Drew Polk goes to the Olympics, I will put my money down in Vegas for the gold.
Got my money.
That's a big one.
And lastly, Brandon Dowler says, Drew, are we gonna see you around the Ohio circuit at all in 2023, like we did in the Marysville a couple years ago?
I was actually just talking about this the other day. I would love to go back to Marysville, so I got to go sometime this year. That was a good track.
It's fun. We were out there.
Cool. Well, thank you, everybody. If you have any questions for Drew, don't hesitate to get him in the chat.
Very nice. And we appreciate everybody putting the questions in the chat. And we got a juicy one. Are you ready, Drew?
Yep.
All right. It's not a big secret. You guys talk about it, show about it on social media. You're dating Mackenzie Gayhart.
It's girlfriend time.
Yeah. So we got to know the good stuff. Who asked who out?
I mean, it was kind of mutual.
All right.
We went to a lot of the USA cycling camps together, so we had really never talked until last year. So, yeah, I mean, we were forced. I mean, not really forced, but like we were around each other. So, yeah, and then we just started talking. So I don't know. It was kind of the same time I asked her out in Utah, actually. Crazy track.
All right. Are you guys competitive when you're riding together?
No. No, we actually have a lot of fun riding together. She's crazy skilled. She's like better than I am. So yeah, it's really good.
All right.
Nice to have that hobby in common.
Yeah.
So before we started the show, I jumped on your social media and grabbed some pictures for the slideshow. We'll start here in a second. But we see you spent some time up in the mountains with the family. How'd that trip go for you?
Yeah, it was really good. It was right after Grands. I basically finished my semester at school and then just drove straight up there. It was nice to get on some tracks, and then I rode Rock Hill. So that's my favorite track. So I really enjoyed that. We had some fun. Did some snowboarding, skiing, stuff like that. So yeah, I spent about, I think, a week there. So that was fun. And then came home for a week, and then we went back to one of their houses in Florida. So that was a good Vegas prep. I got to ride a lot more than I would have if I just stayed here because the weather's been pretty bad. So yeah, it was a good month. All right. I enjoyed it.
So this question, by the way, came in on my phone from Brian Wilson, and he said he happened to see the Lamborghini that you were posted, and he said that's actually Doug Polk. He's a professional poker player. And did you happen to meet him when you were in Vegas?
No, I did not meet him. I actually photoshopped that license plate.
Oh, really? Okay.
So that was fake, yeah, but I thought it was pretty funny.
Oh, okay. All right.
Hey, it works. Hey,
you know what?
That was a car at Enterprise.
Was it really?
Yeah. Mackenzie took a photo of me standing next to it. It was her dad's idea, so took a picture with it, and I just photoshopped it. It took me a while.
I love it. Look at those skills. I love that.
Yeah, it's wouldn't have known because obviously the poker player has the same kind of Lamborghini.
That's crazy. I got to find it.
Right. Absolutely. So going to kind of transition here into telling us about this documentary that you did. All right. Great. And by the way, fantastic job.
Thank you.
We were talking before the show, you do a lot of post-editing stuff. We do a lot of stuff over here on the fly because I felt it was easier. And you're very talented, obviously now with your Photoshop skills, and it really came through in your documentary. So yeah, kind of tell us how did it come about and how did it happen for you?
Yeah, so I really didn't have any big plans with it. I just knew after Bakersfield I was going to film everything because if Grands went really good and I got the title, I knew it was something I wanted to document and have a lot of footage behind because it's something that if you don't film, you kind of forget a lot of the little details if you don't write it down or anything. But I think it's special to film everything and have everything in a collection. So I just wanted to film everything. I filmed all my training sessions except for one, I guess, but it really wasn't a big deal. And kind of just the whole journey because a lot of people don't see kind of what we go through. And I know a lot of people like to see some of the background stuff. So I've never really seen anybody put the mental side to it. So I kind of just talked through everything. even talked some stuff at Grands and then some interviews, kind of just everything that was special about it I put in there. Obviously Nick Kimmin, he's made 2 documentaries. Well, I guess 3. I actually didn't know he was making his Grands one, so he posted it like as I was almost done with mine, and I was like, oh, this is bad timing. People are gonna think I was just copying him, but I had it planned since October. I wanted to do it. I've never really done any documentary stuff before, so I learned a lot with it. Definitely will be better my next time around. There were a lot of things that I messed up on, but yeah, I'll definitely fix it next time. But yeah, I enjoyed it. Took a lot of time. It was like, I don't even remember, 45 minutes long, and that was a long time to edit, and the filming took a long time. The planning took a long time. It was a big project, but no, it was good. It'll always be good to look back on it, and I'm happy I did it.
I mean, just to give people a reference to what Drew was saying about his 45-minute documentary, the opening 2 minutes of the show took 8.5 hours to edit of our show. So that's commitment, and we appreciate it, Drew.
Yeah, thank you. I was gonna say it takes about like an hour a minute, so it was probably, I don't know, I mean, give or take 45 hours total.
Yeah.
It was weeks upon weeks, like it was crazy, but obviously I had other stuff going on during that time too, so it wasn't just sitting there every day grinding the whole time, but a few of those days did happen.
God, a couple of the days I was working on
That's
ours.
so much work.
I'm like, I got to get away. You're one of the small handful of people racing that has fully embraced YouTube. Because I feel there's like levels. There's kind of like, I'm going to post doing squats and first straights, embrace social media. Then I'll share it here on YouTube and social YouTube and so on. But like you've embraced it. I mean, just to let you know, you were on exactly 71 shows ago. And it was crazy to see the numbers on YouTube. Like there was somewhere we've never, the show hasn't been. So you fully embraced it. How was that for you in the beginning? Like, you're kind of navigating the waters and because you've become a pro at it, by the way. But like, what was that like for you, learning and the pitfalls and what's made you successful with it?
Yeah, I started YouTube because, I mean, YouTube's been my favorite ever since I was a kid. I watched it growing up. And I've always kind of liked the style of YouTube. And I never even really had Instagram or Facebook until I was 16. So YouTube was really the only one I ever used. So I kind of like that style better. And I'm just into more film and that kind of stuff. So I like making long videos that kind of encapture everything. I think it's a bit more special because not everyone can do YouTube. It takes commitment, and it's not just something like, well, I'm going to post this video up on Instagram and post, I don't know, just a bunch of small stuff. You really have to put together like projects. And I don't know, I've always liked that style. And I think the community is a lot better. Instagram and some of the other social medias are kind of toxic. But YouTube's really respectful, and it's a really good platform. And it suits exactly what I like to post. So it's been good. And then obviously the GoPro makes it easy. I started off just by putting a GoPro on, filming every lap, and then really I'd only post the mains. And then it led to posting more laps throughout the weekend, just so I had that for myself because I like looking back on them. And then more people started asking for me to talk in them. So I started talking, and it's kind of just evolved, and I've gotten better over time. So yeah, I've really enjoyed YouTube. That's definitely my favorite social media platform, and I'd like to do more of it. I want to start doing more videos per week. So yeah, we'll see where it goes.
That's a big time consumption because, I mean, as you know, like you might not necessarily have like retakes, but you have a lot of time in the edits that you're doing, and that's a big commitment. What are you using for your edits? Like, are you using what software?
I use DaVinci Resolve. It seems like that's kind of where the film and videography field is going towards. DaVinci Resolve. Yeah, I've been using DaVinci Resolve instead of like Premiere Pro and some of the other editing softwares that most people use. But yeah, I've liked it.
Okay. Young kid starting out. wants to do his own BMX YouTube channel, what advice are you going to give him?
I would say start out just posting for yourself, because even to this day, I post stuff that I know I'm going to like to look back on. I really don't post anything just for content. I post stuff that I'm proud of and that I like posting. So just post for yourself. And if people have bad stuff to say about it, just it's not for them, it's for you. And if people want to watch it, they'll watch it. If not, it doesn't really matter. It's for yourself. So.
All right. Okay. So how has your YouTube, just kind of being on YouTube, how many followers do you have on YouTube, by the way?
I honestly don't know. I think it's probably somewhere around 5,000.
Jesus.
I don't know. I don't really keep track of it that much.
Good for you.
Yeah, but YouTube's been really cool. It seems like it's more, it's almost more loyal. Like I remember I had like 250 subscribers, and I had some kids come up at the local track and they like asked for my autograph. I just thought that was crazy. I didn't think I was anybody special. It was like 250 subscribers. I really wasn't that good yet. So I think it's just like really cool to like YouTube is almost higher up, and people like looking up to that more than some of the other social media platforms.
All right. How do you feel that has impacted you with sponsors?
I'm honestly not sure. I'd like to think it does a little bit, but I'm not too sure.
Okay.
I'm sure the sponsors like it, but I've had my main group of sponsors for a few years, so yeah, we've been trucking along.
You're at 5,320 subscribers.
Am I really?
Good for you. Good for you.
Yeah, that's more than I expected.
You got 25, almost 2,500 views on your documentary, by the way. That's awesome. Like, way to go.
Nice.
I mean,
the link's in the chat too, if anybody's looking for a quick one.
Yeah. All right, I'm sorry. The Grand's preparation documentary has almost 8,000 views. I was looking at Drew Polk 2022. Okay. So, like, we talked before, again, like, we kind of do a lot of the same things when it comes to the YouTube and videos and stuff. Like, first of all, to crack that kind of number in our sport that is really, really tiny. I mean, Grand streamed maybe 2,000 people. So kudos, tip of the cap to you, man. Keep up the great work, because we really enjoy it, man.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm trying to find more ways to branch out and even go beyond BMX. And I have some ideas that I want to do, but I'm not big enough yet to do them. So one day I'll get there, though.
Drift cars.
But I have actually one guy in mind, but he's way bigger than I am. So maybe we'll have that one day.
You know what? Sometimes a text message will get you really far. Just go for it.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll see.
Wanted to know how that flipped stem worked out for you for downhill sprints.
Oh, it was horrible. Who asked that one? Was that Wyatt?
Somebody texted Brian Fell, and then Fell shared it to us in our script. So not sure. Fell will tell us who sent it in.
Well,
yeah, tell us the story.
It was not good. I don't know. I flipped my stem just to try it out.
Yeah.
And my downhill, it was so clapped. Like, my setup was horrible. I have a video of it, and I just look goony. Yeah, it was pretty bad.
All right. He said Skittles send it in.
Oh, okay, yeah. I just sent it to her.
What's been your most? I mean, you had an answer, because we might have asked something similar to this in the last show. But what's been the most memorable moment you've had in BMX so far?
Few of them. I think all my accomplishments that I've been like really happy with have all been they'd really stand out. I think one that would have to really stand out would be 2021, the Grands, because I went into that race not very confident. I did a mountain bike season with the school, and it kind of messed me up on my race bike. So I was not very happy with that. I had a bad race going into Grands at Houston. Even my prep, I was slow as could be going into it, so wasn't feeling that great. But then I basically swept the weekend. I won ROC in open in class, and then I won the NAG 5 challenge, and then I won Grands in class. So It was a little unexpected and a better weekend than I had expected. And even Sunday, I guess I didn't know it at the time, but I woke up with COVID and I almost like didn't race my main. So I was like really out of it. Like I almost fell asleep in the chair. Like it was really bad. Like I don't know. It felt horrible. Like I was almost thinking somebody drugged me or something. I had no idea. But yeah, I basically just got on the gate. I was over in my own world. I couldn't even think. I just saw the camera guy move past me super quick. I never even realized it, and then just went and I won it. So it was pretty crazy.
Nice, nice. Go ahead, Melissa.
So Ashton Alexson on Facebook wants to know if you have any plans to go pro.
Probably next year. Yeah. If I do well at some of the World Cups this year, I may go pro mid-season, but I don't know. I don't really have a set plan as of now.
Stay tuned. Jason Nordham wants to know if you're going to Houston.
I am. That's a big race. You got U23, first race of the year.
There we go.
Right.
Are you calling it out? You gonna win?
Oh, I'm not saying I'm gonna win, but
I will. I'll do it.
You know me, I'm always gonna try.
I'll call it out right now. I'll take the heat. Drew Polk's winning, by the way. So if you guys are watching,
there you go.
U23. Your money's there.
I like it. Will Collins made an
talent.
interesting observation. He says it's great to hear Drew talk about your mental prep and the stopping the negative talk in the Grands video. Kind of an overlooked aspect of racing. Did you kind of come to that on your own? Were you inspired by a coach with that philosophy?
No, I kind of just filmed everything, and everything that I was thinking, I kind of just documented. And I didn't even realize that I was doing it while I was doing it. But after I went to like go edit the video, you kind of see trends, and like you can almost see yourself from an outside perspective and see how you were mentally, even if you didn't realize it at the time. So I don't know. I mean, it wasn't my intention to make it about the mental aspect, but a lot of that was in there, and I was actually happy with that. So yeah,
it's a big piece, right? Almost half of the physical there.
Yeah. No, mental aspect's a huge part of it. It's definitely not talked about, and it's not easy because nobody sees it, and I don't know. It's hard to really address, but yeah, I mean, it was just what I was going through, stuff like that. So, but we worked past it, and from like listening to other like athletes and the ways they have like dealt with stress and kind of those negative thoughts, I tried some of those on my own. And that's another thing. I have it documented now. So if I ever have the same problems, I can just try the same things again and move past them.
That's a good point. And like you said, you're doing a lot of this stuff for you and what you want to be able to look back on. So that's awesome. You can incorporate that.
Yeah.
Are you working with a trainer right now?
I'm working with Donovan Long. I've trained with him since the beginning of 2021. Yeah, it's been really good. He's pushed me really hard.
Nice. Do you have a specific training program that you follow?
I mean, it's kind of personalized based on my weaknesses. I've never been one to have super good gates or like the quickness out of the gate in first rates. So that's kind of been the main focus. And yeah, that's basically what we've done. He's catered it towards me.
Nice. Very nice.
Definitely using a lot of numbers, keeping track of everything. Because if you don't know what you're doing, then there's no way for you to improve. So
absolutely. Let's see what else. I had a few other things here I wanted to clear up in the chat. When is your Vegas YouTube video coming out?
Yeah, I'm trying to get to it. I still have another piece I have to film for it. I'm hoping I'm gonna try to film the rest of it tomorrow if possible. If not, I'll definitely have it done over the weekend and posted probably no later than Tuesday next week. But I'm gonna try to get out sooner than Tuesday. So yeah, okay. It's taken a while. I've been kind of busy dealing with some injuries, but yeah, I'll get it out soon.
Right. There's only so many hours in a day.
I know, it's crazy.
You can't just make that up. So Ernie Ramos says, I don't see that many are wearing a neck brace, but he broke his collarbone the other day in his recent comeback to BMX with his young boys. He says, I see you wear one often, but not always. What do you recommend as far as brace goes?
I mean, I've never not worn one. I can only think of one track session in the past, like, I don't know, 8 years that I haven't worn one, and it's because I forgot it at the house. But I'm gonna run one just because I think it's gonna keep me safe. I'd rather, I mean, knock on wood, I've never broken my collarbone, even while wearing it. I've gone down on that area several times, and I'd much rather break a collarbone than my neck and be paralyzed or something of that matter. So, or even dead. So, yeah, I'd rather keep myself safe than that, even if it makes me look a little funny. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna wear one.
All right. You got anything else, Melissa?
I do have a few more if you want me to keep going.
Go. Yeah, absolutely.
I was going to say real quick, shout out to Atlas Brace. They've been supporting me the past couple of years, so
perfect.
Keeping me
there
safe.
You go. Okay, Robert Cardoza asks, do you think now that you are more well known that when you make a move and it doesn't work out, people tend to blame you more for the collision?
I mean, it was kind of happening before anyways. I don't know. I mean, people just expect it more, I guess. I don't know. I guess that's kind of a hard question to answer. Yeah, I don't know.
Do you feel like
Kind
your
of, I guess,
signature
yeah.
move is known a little bit more now?
Yeah, people just expect it from me, I guess. I don't know. I mean,
Mhm.
I'm always going to try to win races, and I'll do whatever I have to do to try to win. It doesn't always go my way, and sometimes people are smarter than I expect, and then they do well at blocking it. So, kind of where it happens. Not smarter than I expect. They're just good riders. So, especially at the level we're getting to now, we're getting to the point where the riders at this point, they're all going to be really, really good. So it's getting harder and harder to pass. And it just gets closer and closer racing.
I mean, before we jumped on the show, Paul and I were talking, like, not trying to toss any shade, but we actually look forward to your guys' class a lot more sometimes than pros. It's a very, very exciting class.
Pretty competitive for sure.
It's pretty crazy, yeah.
Yeah. You got any more, Melissa?
So Scott Lachansky said, any thoughts of the pump track championships? But I don't know if he meant just your observation or if you would participate.
I'm assuming he's asking if I'll ever do it. I'd actually like to do some of like the US ones. I don't know. I mean, I'm not that interested in like, I don't know, racing it full time or anything, but I'd like to try one at least. I think it'd be pretty fun.
Yeah.
If there's one nearby and I'm not doing anything, I'll definitely go hit it up.
There you go.
I feel like you're scheduled.
All right, my last question, then I'm all caught up. Are you going to Lexington?
No, I don't think so. It's kind of like a last minute thing. I was thinking about it, but it's a little late at this point. So I'm just going to try to get ready for Houston.
All right. What do you think of the new Pro-Am series that they're doing at the national
I think it's
level?
good.
Yeah.
I mean, we haven't really seen enough of it to really know. I'm sure Houston will be a bit crazier. Well, no, I guess they won't have it at Houston, huh? Because it's a Pro Series race.
Right.
And they have, yeah, whatever. But at Vegas, at least, it was kind of small. It was basically just I don't know. It was kind of just a 15 to 20 expert race with the few vet pros that were there, because there weren't really any pros there. So I don't want to say it was underwhelming, but it's kind of just another 17-20 almost. I was racing the same people in that class. So it's good for practice, though. It's really good to keep my skills sharp and race the same guys more than just in 17-20.
Do you see on the horizon this being a positive thing and growing?
Yeah, I think so.
Cool.
I think it's definitely a good step. Because before it was just a pro open and there were 5 pros and it was pretty boring. But if you just throw in some of the top amateurs in there, it's going to get more fun than just a pro open, and more people will watch it for sure, especially if there's action.
Cool. Do you train any riders?
I worked with Drake Bellador for the past year.
Yeah.
But no, I haven't really trained anybody else. I don't want to really put that much of my time into other people, but I really was passionate with Drake. Wanted him to succeed, and he did a lot better last year. He looked really good.
Yeah.
But I definitely want to coach someday.
Mm-hmm.
Just when I have the time, because I don't want to cheat people out of their time. So, yeah, I want it to be really good if I'm going to do it with a big group of people.
What do you feel are let's say, 3 most important things a racer can do for training?
I would say first one's ride your bike more. A lot of people don't ride their bikes during the training, which is kind of backwards because I don't know, it's like being a baseball player and saying, well, I want to hit home runs, so I'm going to go to the gym every single day, try to get super strong.
Okay.
If you can't hit a baseball, then you're never going to hit home runs.
That's a great analogy, by the way.
Yeah, so I would definitely say ride your bike more than what people usually do. The other one would be using numbers, just tracking your data. Like I know people do it in the gym, like you know how much you lift and all this stuff, but if you don't know what you're doing on the bike, then you can't really improve because you're just gonna do the same thing over and over. Third tip, I guess, would just be do more reps than what you think. I know a lot of people, they do like one sprint and then they wait like 10 minutes and then they do another sprint, 10 minutes. But if you can like create repetition, it becomes more muscle memory and you get super consistent doing it that way. So yeah, those are the 3 big ones.
All right. Very nice. I'm going to steal a question out of the chat real quick. And this is, I think that's Jonathan YT. What's a good week of national training? What's a good program for leading up to a national?
I mean, it's kind of hard for me to say because it's like a more of a personal thing, but
Good point.
I mean, my Grants prep kind of highlighted most of it. Obviously I try to get on tracks as much as I can because if I can ride tracks, you're gonna be more comfortable on your bike and more in tune with it. Then a lot of gates because I don't know, I tend to see, I mean, myself included, but a lot of people will just blow their gates. And if you blow your gate, your race is like almost over. So if you can just like keep your gates super consistent, you can at least increase your chances of getting into the race before you're out just off the start. So
You're good.
A lot of gates.
When you're doing gates, are you using a lot of film timing? Like what's the one thing you use?
Timing, yeah.
Is it timing? Okay.
Makes sense. A lot of times.
Do you want to take that question from Nick BMX 83, Melissa?
I think you might have touched on this, but are you working towards a national number 1 amateur in 23?
I honestly have no idea. If I say amateur, I mean, it's kind of what I have to do, I guess. But I think this year, just try to be like race the fastest people and try to like obviously win. Yeah, just keep pushing myself.
I want to throw a curveball at you. Who are 3 favorite riders? But I'm going to break it down this way. Past. Well, who's your favorite rider?
Wait, what was that? Ask that again?
Oh, sure, no problem. Your 3 favorite riders, but we're going to go past, present, and you can pick a few of them, right? And why?
Okay.
Okay. So, like, who's your 3 favorite riders? We'll start with past. Like, who's that person?
In the past, I think I would say Donnie Robinson.
Great pick.
I grew up kind of around him. And he was kind of one of the first people to adopt the 60 helmet. And I thought his story was really unique. From what I heard, his doctors were kind of telling him not to race as much because he kept getting concussions and kind of got dangerous. But then I guess the 60 kind of allowed him to race more. And I don't know, I really liked the story and how he was always a small guy, but he just out-trained everyone and got really fast. So boys really respected him, liked him a lot. I think another one, obviously, Nick Kimmin. He's one of my favorites for sure. I like his riding style. I love watching him race. He's a good guy on YouTube, got a good personality. He's kind of got everything, so I really like him. And then you said a third one, right?
Yeah, one more.
I think the other one would be Sylvain Andre. He's just crazy consistent. Dude never steps off the podium, and I admire that a ton about him. So yeah, he's crazy good. So definitely a big admirer of his riding and him as a person. He's pretty funny. I like him.
Those are great picks. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to jump to a few commercial breaks. All right. And if you guys got questions, please put them in the chat. And we're going to be right back after these few commercial breaks. You guys don't go anywhere. Get your questions in. Get your comments in for Drew Polk. We'll be right back after this.
DB Sports World, the best value in the world on bikes, parts, and equipment.
It's time.
BrandedPopUps.com. Get a canopy from your favorite brands such as Carbone Cartel, Shadow Conspiracy, 110% Nutrition, Profile Racing, Union Square Shoes, ProGate, and Gate 9 Designs, among others. Each canopy is 10 foot by 10 foot, comes with a user-friendly collapsible aluminum frame, UV coated for sun protection, and water and flame resistant. Visit our website for the full offerings of your favorite BMX brands. BrandedPopUps.com.
We are back, and we're hanging out with Drew this evening. Drew, thank you again for joining us. Can't believe we've burned through an hour already. That's crazy.
It is, huh?
Yeah, it's this is what happens, man. It's good talk. We have a good time. So before we jump into what we call the lightning round, I'd like to ask you, like, do you have other hobbies outside of BMX? I mean, after listening to everything, like, what do you have any hobbies outside of BMX?
I mean, I know this isn't a hobby, but I do school, so that takes up a big chunk of time. BMX obviously takes up an even bigger chunk of time. Mm-hmm. And then in my small spare time, I just like doing videography, photography, that kind of stuff, working with cameras and YouTube, obviously. Mm-hmm. That's kind of about it. I mean, I don't have a lot of time for much else.
Any interest that you...
You've got a girlfriend, Justin. Come on, you know what he's busy with.
Yeah, that's true, too.
I'm sure he just didn't pack up and move to Florida for work either, so he's busy.
Hey, everybody does what they got to do.
Do you have any interests that you'd like to kind of go into or dive into?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, there are some, but I think the biggest one is just videography. I like taking video, and I like shooting for other people as well, but obviously I don't get a lot of time to do that. I've done a little bit on my media account on like Instagram, made some of that stuff. So I'd like to do some more of that. Mm-hmm. But obviously I don't have a lot of time to do it. So I did one for the Collegiate Track Nationals at Marion. I made an edit for this one guy, and I had a lot of fun doing it. So I definitely want to jump more into that one day.
Cool.
So,
Go ahead.
assuming you're going to take your BMX pro career as far as it goes, what do you want to do on the other side of that? What are you studying? What are you looking forward to studying?
I'm currently doing business with a concentration in finance. I think there's a lot of good opportunities with that. But I think after BMX, I really want to try to do videography full time, see where I can take it with that when I don't have BMX taking up most of my time. I think if I put a lot of time into videography, it could be really good. So I'd like to try that out for a living. I think I'd really enjoy it, do something I love every day. So, yeah.
All right.
Then you wouldn't really have to work.
Yeah, you never work when you love it.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what? I know a guy that needs a new commercial, so I'm going to put you in contact with him because we need to reshoot the ProGate commercial. So we'll bring you in when you're down here, okay?
All right, sounds perfect.
Oh, perfect. Hey, and by the way, Mr. Fell, the man behind brandedpopup.com and Mega Design Group, he wanted to give you an award, but he's not here. He wanted to give you an award for the best photoshopped free Zoom background.
Free Zoom.
Best
Photoshop free.
Best free photoshopped background.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
he's just making he likes all the awards in the background and everything. We're gonna transition over and we're gonna go to what we have as our fun time that we call lightning round. Hope you're ready for this, man, because we have a whole couple pages of questions for you. All right.
All right. So like short answers.
You can't just fire them off.
Split second.
Okay.
First thing.
Gotta roll with them, man.
All right.
And as always, we want to thank the Branded Pop-Up Group for sponsoring the lightning round, which brings you the ability to connect with a branded company and have that on a pop-up so you can have it at your local races. And tons of new companies being added. And you saw the commercial a few minutes ago. So if you guys want to check them out, make sure you head on over to brandedpopups.com. All right, Drew, are you ready?
I think I'm ready. We'll see.
All right. We try to throw you off here and there with some other with some of the questions. We're going to have Melissa start off. All right.
This ought to be interesting because you're so much younger than we are. All-time favorite movie?
Eddie the Eagle.
That's a great. Wow, what a great movie. All right. Favorite TV show?
I haven't watched TV in like 10 years, so SpongeBob.
Favorite YouTube show?
Or Sidemen.
What is that?
The Sidemen.
All right.
They're a British group of guys.
Fair enough. Your favorite road trip snack?
Oh, man. I don't know, like a Red Bull? I don't know.
Fair enough.
That works.
All right. Here's a good one. Are you ready?
Yeah.
All right. What was the last thing you Googled?
Does the show count?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
All right.
It's a common answer.
What's a favorite city that you have been to in the world and why?
Papendal, because I don't know, it was good when I got World 3 there. It was pretty special.
Absolutely. All right.
Favorite pizza topping?
Sausage.
All right. And actually this next one is good because it's actually popped up a few times in different iterations in the chat. If you had not been involved with BMX or done BMX as a sport, what do you think you might have done instead?
Definitely another sport. I probably would have just stuck with motocross or baseball. I like baseball, but probably motocross.
Motocross. All right. What's your favorite baseball team?
That's a bad question. I guess just the Giants because I grew up around there.
Favorite Supercross rider?
Cooper Webb.
Attaboy. All right. Attaboy.
KTM forever.
Fire away, Melissa.
Where are we at? Let's see. Sweet or salty?
Sweet.
All right. Aluminum or carbon?
Carbon.
Okay.
Are you a reader?
I wish I could, but no.
So if I asked you a favorite book, you probably wouldn't have one.
Yeah, probably not. I mean, I have a book. It's probably my favorite book, but I haven't even finished it.
All right.
The story of my life.
Yeah. Man, I have so many. Mike Miller, Day One. Read that one. All right. Favorite guilty pleasure?
That's true.
Guilty pleasure?
Favorite one? Could be like just smashing Snickers after 11 o'clock at night or whatever.
I don't know. Probably like procrastination. I don't know.
Ooh, good answer. Good answer. This next question is amazing.
Instagram or Facebook?
Instagram.
TikTok or Snapchat?
TikTok, 100%.
All right.
The evil of the world. Apple or Android?
Apple.
All right. Out of like all the talents you have, which is many, what would be the one talent you wish you had?
Like genetically, I wish I had more quick twitch in me.
That's awesome.
That's a good answer.
That's
a good answer.
Yeah.
Somebody who knows their kinesiology.
Yeah, I'm so slow. I wish I just had that natural quickness to me.
All right.
I don't know that many people would put that sentence. Drew Polk is so slow. I don't feel that really.
I don't know. I just see people and they're so quick and they can like jump so high, run so fast. I'm just not that guy, but I work around it. I don't know.
Drew, I'm 40.
That's why you have that go low move. You let them.
Yeah, I don't know.
Drew, I'm going to share this with you today, right now. I found out I'm 45 years old. I did not know that I had quick twitch fiber muscles until I was prodding an alligator today. And that thing started barking for its mom, and you would have thought I could have won the 100-yard dash. Okay, so
we have video evidence of this occurring.
Well, there's video evidence just screaming, but it was
the man runs.
Like, I'm out of here.
Yeah, like I'm surprised I held on to my phone. Go ahead, Melissa.
What is the one thing that people are generally surprised to find out about you?
I guess I never really started making national mains until I was like 12 or so. I didn't get my first national win until I was 14.
Wow.
I started racing kind of late. So, I mean, any of those, I'm kind of like a late, I don't know. I started getting good later than most people expected.
That's a solid message for a lot of people racing, though. Like, I mean, there's so many younger kids that look up to you. Like, I got a friend of mine. Sebastian had to get a neck brace because he's like such a big fan of yours, and it was that's a good message, man. So last one, all right. If you need help, it's in the lower corner of your screen. Your favorite Wednesday night live BMX show?
Probably the All Things BMX Show.
Good thing you Googled that earlier.
Yeah, especially since you Googled it.
Drew, thank you for playing.
You survived.
You survived, and we appreciate it. Thank you so much for playing along with us.
That was good. I liked it.
Thank you. We have a little bit to finish up. All right, so we're going to run through the Newsmaker segment, our trivia segment, and showcase, and our next week's show. Are you able to hang out with us?
Yeah.
Perfect. So the first thing we're going to jump into is the Newsmaker segment. And please feel free to chime in with us. So if you got something to add, just go ahead, man. Jump right in with us. And our Newsmaker segment is brought to you by our good friends at 110 Nutrition. If you guys are looking for some of the best nutrition, best supplements you can get, make sure you check out 110 Nutrition. Our first bit of news was sent in. Where was it? Who sent it in, Melissa? Is it Pat?
Pat Welch.
Yeah, Pat Welch sent it in to us. It's kind of a 3-parter, Drew, so bear with us. First part, coming up the Friday, yeah. I have the wrong month in there, don't I? In the notes. But anyway, coming up this Friday, they have the year-end banquet fundraiser. Make sure you guys check this out. We're going to put the link in here. They're having their yearly, end of season. For those of you guys that are still living in those states that have snow and whatnot, it's going to be this Friday. You guys can check it out. It's actually, all you got to do is just go past the track. So if you're ever in Waterford, just keep driving. You guys will run right into where it's going to be. It's at Lookout Lounge, but the link is going to be in the chat. The tickets for it, which you can pay for them on PayPal. You can pay for it with their email. So that's going to be in the chat. And it's highly recommended. Buy the tickets now. Because what I heard was Bob Seeger lives around the corner and he's never going to show up. But Chris might land his helicopter there. So get your tickets before it sells out. It's going to be catered by Italian Gardens, which is a local restaurant. It's amazing. You guys check them out. And, they also, again, 3-part. They want to thank everyone that raced this year at Waterford Oaks and everyone that took part in their, camps, clinics, beginner leagues, because, drum roll please, they won the state championship race. So here in Michigan for the last 10, 11 years, it's been at one track, which is our good friends over at Rock City. They've done an amazing job. And the Waterford group came in, a brand new group at the beginning of the year, and we're going to have the state championship in Michigan at a different track. It's been a decade plus. Drew, I heard you might be coming up to Waterford.
I am.
What are we
going to throw that in if you didn't mention it?
What are you going to be doing? You just going to come up, hang out?
I'm going to be doing a clinic at Waterford Oaks.
So do you know have you seen the remodel, by the way?
I don't think so.
Dude, it's amazing. It's amazing.
Is it?
Yeah, it's still laid out like totally not like other tracks, like the paper clip or the M style. So it just sprawls out around the whole ground.
Oh, gotcha.
And they just ran the gambit of like brand new layout for the track. They've bought a brand new RAM, a whole system for their gate stuff, and they're stepping it up there, man. And we appreciate Pat from Waterford Oaks for sending in that information to us. I know I talked
emails. I read them.
Yeah, it's that easy. Like we see the emails. I know you guys haven't firmed up a date. Do you guys have like any idea, beginning, end of summer, middle of summer by any chance?
It's going to be later August, so
okay.
Probably right before state finals when we're planning on it.
Oh, yes. All right. Perfect, man. Love it, man. You guys make sure you guys look when they open up the signups for this, make sure you guys are the first ones there. Okay. And chances are, because they know info at allthingsbmxshow.com, they share the stuff to us. We'll have it on the show for you guys to sign up. Our next bit of news coming from the captain, which is our little segment we like to share each week. Where is the captain? Well, the captain's going to be hanging out at Goodyear BMX February 1st and over at Duke City on the 4th and 5th doing his clinics. The link's in the chat. Make sure you guys check out. It's his clinics are some of the best, man. So make sure you check it out. Have you ever, in your time, Drew, here's a question for you. In your time growing up, have you ever taken a Nick Long clinic?
I haven't. I was older, I think, when he started doing them.
Okay.
I guess the closest thing would be I did a clinic with Donovan when I first got on the team, and Nick was there. But I haven't done one with him.
And for those that don't know, Donovan is Nick's dad.
Correct.
True story.
All right. And Melissa, would you like to take the next bit of news?
Sure. We want to talk about Burning Mad Designs. This is is this a podcast? Or they're on YouTube. I guess it's a video on YouTube. Titled New Bike for Madden. This is their third episode. So follow along with Bill Madden as he builds his new bike and brings you videos of his BMX adventures. So we'll put that link in the chat.
And former guest Bill Madden. And remember when we were talking before the show, Drew, the one that we lost all the audio in? That was that was Bill's show. So always love supporting Bill, man. He's done some awesome stuff. So make sure you guys check out his YouTube channel, because this is, as Melissa said, it's episode 3. He does a really good job putting it together. And if you guys are a track, a team, a club, if you're a racer, whatever you got going on, if you got clinics coming up, you got camps, whatever it is, please share it with us and send it over to info@allthingsbmx.com.
By the way, Soto's in the chat with his BWH.
So I don't know if he knows this, but I've ordered a brand new D6 white helmet. So Drew, I always ride.
It better be white.
Yeah, I always ride white helmets, and my friend, it's like he just hoots on me about it.
Like bad luck if you didn't wear a white helmet.
Funny story, I had a concussion since I went to white helmets. So.
Or started dating me.
Good point. Good, Drew. Here's an example. Always give them credit.
Stick with me, kid.
Right. It is that time, ladies and gentlemen, for Melissa's world famous trivia. I don't know if you guys know this or not, but the All Things BMX Show podcast has been downloaded on 6 continents.
That's not the trivia question, though.
It is not, and it's been downloaded in 137 countries.
Crazy.
Yeah, when we look at those statistics, it is. All right, Melissa, take it away.
All right. I got a Hollywood-related one, a movie-related question. Winner's getting a Mom's Talk BMX koozie. They're getting some Vamanos Danger Snacks here in their pack. They're getting stickers. I guess my camera's lower. And they are getting in honor of all the lovely Florida weather, a High Springs BMX t-shirt here. One of my faves that says life is all about the balance on the back. Love that one. And all wrapped up in your neat, tidy little T-Bone BMX backpack. All right, so very specific question. Let me clear my chat here. What was the first R-rated movie to gross $1 billion worldwide? Who's fastest on the Google? What was the first R-rated movie to gross $1 billion worldwide?
Drew Polk's documentary.
One of my faves. He's aspiring to that.
Drew Polk makes $1 million, dude. I'm going to tell him right now, retire.
Yeah, didn't you see my Lambo?
Yeah.
That's true. Homie's got a Lambo. All right. Well, you guys are putting your answers in the question or in the chat. Sorry. We're going to jump over. We're going to talk about who's going to be on the show next week. And it's going to be another good one. We're going to have Dave Berquist hanging out with us from Bombshell Racing System. So for those of you that hang out in the after chat, after show, rest up because as you guys know, Dave loves to talk, and he loves to talk BMX, and we always look forward to having him on the show. Drew, true story, okay? Was it the last time he was on or the time before, Melissa?
What's that?
That when Dave was on it, like we went to sleep and I woke up and the chat was still going. The Zoom was.
Oh, I don't know.
I think it was 2 times. It was like 2 times ago that Dave was on. Sign off. I'm like, I got to go to bed. I wake up and it was like 7 a.m. Eastern time. And they were still in there talking with Dave. And if you guys know, you know exactly what we're talking about. Like after the show's done, we open up the Zoom room that Drew's in and you can come in, hang out and talk. So yeah, that thing went long, very long time. It was crazy. All right, so you guys don't want to miss that show. Dave will be on next week.
Oh, Gippy says 2 times ago.
Oh,
and he would know because I'm sure he was on
he
there.
was no, yeah, he was.
He probably got made
The host, because I had to check out.
Host.
All right, good stuff. And actually, we've got the
Damn.
Dirty Knobs podcast. They're going to be joining us in in April. They're
Yeah.
going to be joining the show in April. And if you guys don't listen to this podcast show, make sure you do. And I think I might have skipped. This is the BMX Showcase segment brought to you by Answer BMX. Make sure we got to plug them. And if you guys are a podcast show, or even Drew, when you drop a new edit, send it over to me. We'll put it in this segment, okay? But if you guys haven't, they're dropping some brand new episodes for season 2. Check it out. Season 2, episode 3. They got David Cullen hanging out with him. It's going to drop this Sunday. We're going to put the chat in we're going to put a link in the chat, and we're going to talk the next little bit of news, which is the Moms Talk BMX podcast and the brand new episode. Melissa, you know who's on that one?
Yes, a young lady by the name of Ashley Young is on there talking with the ladies, talking all things BMX in and around the track, around the nationals, volunteering, riders, all that stuff. So we'll put that that link in the chat.
All right.
And stay tuned for future episodes. There may be some familiar faces on there sometime in the near future.
I don't want to drop any hints, but you're looking
Possibly.
out of 3 people, Drew's not one that'll be on the show. Just
Right.
Melissa and I might be on a future show, but Drew's going to be on one too. All right.
Maybe.
Our good friends out on the West Coast screaming Tupac forever. It is the Beer Budget. Drew, have you ever listened to this show?
Yeah, I've listened to a little bit.
It's a great show, right?
Yeah.
It's the
Till your
only
ears bleed.
it's the only live stream open forum show in BMX that talks about hot topics, news, teams, tracks. It is such a great gossip show. Couple years ago, I might have put the team that you were riding for was going to ride for Mongoose in there under an alias just to see if they would talk about it. But tell you what, each week the shows come in hotter and hotter and hotter. And sometimes Rick can't even keep his shirt on. That's how hot the shows get. Okay. So, and depending on how many of them bad boys he has, he sometimes shirt off turns into Randy Macho Man. All right. So it's always a great time. And I don't know how Rick keeps up with all the gossip from Instagram and TikTok and all that stuff, but he does. And him and Mike deliver an amazing show, and it's a good time. Even if you're just going to spectate, it's a good time. So make sure you guys check them on, and you can tune in, tune up, and tear your shirt off just like Rick does each and every week.
Thunder.
There we go.
Thunder midget.
There he is. And we're going to talk about the Lane 8 podcast show. It's a brand new show. Tyler Smith, A Fighter Never Quits. Make sure you guys check him out. The Lane 8 podcast is hosted by Todd Wilson. You know, I like that this segment gets a little bit longer each week. We'll work at a way to make it a little quicker, but it's good to know that you can get all this BMX media now, right? Like what Drew's doing and all these podcasts. So it's exciting, very exciting. And we're going to talk about one of our old friends, BMX in Our Blood podcast. If you guys have not listened to this, please do. Joe Doherty does an amazing job. He's right up there with some of the largest followers in the podcast game. Check him out. He's got a brand new episode that just dropped, and literally before the show started, he dropped another episode. But please check out the 2 new episodes. We're going to put the episode in the chat. That is the Ben Nightdigger show. So make sure you guys check him out. BMX in Our Blood podcast is hosted by the super BMX badass himself, Joe Doherty. All right. Make sure you check him out. And if you guys are a podcast, a live stream show, print, social media, or if you got a vlog or you're doing your own YouTube channel, please send it over to us at info@allthingsbmxshow.com. Melissa, do we have a winner yet?
I do. I'm actually going to call Nico as the winner.
What? Homie
Dug up again.
Nico won?
He is over on YouTube, and I feel like he was just about the first. And the answer to the question, oh, sorry, Laura's school's calling me. Probably no school tomorrow, in case anybody in Hartland's listening. Sorry, distracted. Back to my question. It was specifically, what was the first R-rated movie to gross $1 billion worldwide? Do you know, Drew?
I'm gonna say The Joker.
It was The Joker.
Damn, coming in hot.
It was. I thought that would be a little bit harder than it turned out to be. But it was a great movie.
I just saw Nico's comment.
Yeah, he's a character. So Nico, send me personally or the ATB show your home address, and we will get this package out to you. And thanks for playing, everybody. There were quite a few correct answers, but his was just a little bit on the fastest.
Can I tell you what I think the next show to make $1 billion?
It was the first ever
R-rated?
R-rated movie.
Do you know what the second one's going to be?
You guys gotta go R-rated first, though.
Yeah, 80 for Brady. That'll be the next one. It's going to be the next movie right there. 80 for Brady.
Yeah, probably not.
I'm going to call it out right now. It's going to gross $2 billion.
Yeah.
It's Tom Brady. All right.
You heard it here first.
All right.
Only because Dave Dortona is gonna self-promote it.
It'll be him and I. We'll be out there. We'll be the only ones buying tickets for it, probably.
But since he's coming to play for Detroit, then it'll benefit us.
It's gonna be the worst thing that can happen to his career. We're gonna call Chris. All right, Drew, you know the birthday segment, so we're gonna call Chris. We're going to put the birthdays on the screen, and we'll take bets on the side of how many names Chris can slaughter. Chris, how are you? Oh, hang on. I don't have his mic turned on.
Hopefully
Chris,
back to feeling all healthy in himself again.
how are you feeling, bud?
Good.
Right.
I still got a little cough, but everything else is great.
Well, I'm glad you could join us this evening, Chris. Glad to have you on. Good to hear that you're doing a little better. All right. So
yeah, I'm hanging in there, dude.
All right, man. Take it away.
All right. So birthdays this week are sponsored by On Two Wheels. So go check those guys out if you need something new for your bike. And let's see how I do with these. This is going to be good. I saw a couple of them here as I was bringing this up, and I went, whoa. So if you're celebrating your birthday this week, you have Cedric Cade. Here we go. Matthias Higuita. Higuita. I don't know about that one.
It's a copy and paste right out of Facebook, man.
I don't know, man. I think some of these you set me up with.
Not this one. Actually, you know what? This week I didn't have time to.
Cedric.
What is it?
Cedric.
We'll go with that one.
I'll take it.
Copy and pasted.
There you go. All right.
There you go.
Next
right.
one.
Hey, if I have trouble, Drew's going to help me out on these deals. All right. So Moto Modi.
It's the name.
All right. Whoa, wait a minute. What's going on here? Sorry, the whole thing just moved around on me. Jason Rivest, Charles Townsend, didn't screw that one up. Marcus Reyes, Chisel Joy, Tammy Newworth, Nexit Jordan, Nexit Jonathan, Robert Lane, Kelly Lynn, Jenna Bell, David Garin, Wayne Millentosh, Paul. Oh
I think that was Macintosh.
Yeah, but it's MCLN.
It's not an L. It's an I.
That's an I? No, it's an...
Yeah.
Okay.
Capital I.
Hang on. Look at Drew. What? He just fell off the screen right now.
Well, no, that's not an L. Okay. Hey, I don't know.
Agree to disagree.
Okay.
This is why we love you, Chris. Keep going. You're willing to put yourself out there. Be vulnerable.
Oh, yeah.
I think Drew's crying.
Yeah, I'm the only person that can mispronounce Macintosh.
I mean, there are only apples from Michigan.
I know, right? Let's see here. Kristen Miles, Dwayne Loden,
yep.
Therese Tucker, Eric Zimmerman, Wayne Roon, and here's another one. Lorcan Frostburn, I believe. Oh.
Okay, first of all, dude, that is not a made-up name. That's I can send you a screenshot. That was somebody that did come up on Facebook as a birthday today, just so you know.
Okay.
Sounds like Thor's
I didn't
brother.
know if that was...
I know, doesn't it? Like a fucking superhero. That is a BMX superhero's name right there.
Something. Yeah. Man, I don't know. But hey, sorry if I mispronounced your name. I'm sorry, but man, I still don't know about this Macintosh. That looked like an L to me, but okay.
I wouldn't get hung up on that name. I mean, Lorcan was in there.
Yeah, okay. Hey, I didn't mess up Charles Townsend.
It's a good thing. He'd come over and put you in a chokehold.
Especially when it was misspelled in the chat.
Wait,
I do what I can.
Usually Charles has an H in it.
It probably meant to have one. Anyway. All right, Chris, let them know if they have a birthday where they can send it to.
All right. So if you want me to mispronounce your name on the All Things BMX Show, make sure you send us an email at info@allthingsbmxshow.com. And hey, I'll see everybody Friday over at Waterford Oaks. I'm going to try and head out there.
Are you taking your helicopter?
No.
Is it still in the shop?
Yeah, that's it. Yep.
Jesus Christ, Chris. Look, you need to get that canoeter valve fixed.
The what?
Get the blinker fluid, okay? Get the helicopter back up, all right? We might want to fly.
I'm low on blinker fluid.
Drew's not going to Virginia, so we might be able to fly him up to Waterford to hang out, okay?
Hey, that would be cool.
Yeah, get your helicopter fixed.
I wish I could. Yeah, so hey, everybody, we'll see you next week. Till then, God bless you. Have a great week. We'll talk to you soon.
Thank you, Chris. It's always a pleasure having you jump on and do the birthdays. Heal up, man. All right. I'm glad you're feeling better. Drew, I'm going to toss it over to you for shout outs and thanks and plug your sponsors.
All right. Yeah. So first off, LSG, got it right on the chest. We got Box, Atlas, 6D, Carbone. We got HT, ODI, Connor Fields grips, got some with them. Yeah, Throwdown, just got on the new team with that. So down here, so that's another big one. Yeah, Donovan Long, my parents, the whole Long family. You guys for having me on. All my friends, family, people that support me.
What kind of rims make you go really fast?
I'd say the Carbone ones. They got me the title. It was pretty sick.
Love you, man. Even though I can't put the banner up the right way. Thanks. We appreciate you joining us this evening. I want to thank everyone that tuned in tonight. You guys, you made it a great show. Really, really appreciate it. And a very special thanks to our guest, Drew Polk. Congratulations and good luck on repeating the title of National Number 1. Look forward to it. You guys have a great night. And as always, good night. God bless. And you stay classy, BMX.
I got moto. I got moto.